Higgle, let's go to the hotline. Let's go Houston way to talk with the head coach of the Houston Milby Buffaloes. We're joined by Coach Matt Puente. Coach, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing excellent. How are things around Milby these days?
Pretty good, man. There's a little buzz going around, a lot of people excited.
Well, and ample reason to be excited. The Buffaloes are dancing for the first time since the year 2000. It's been quite a while since Milby has been in the playoffs. I guess my first question to you is that if I had come to you before the season had started and I said, hey, you guys are going to snap a 24-year playoff drought, would that have surprised you?
No, I don't think so. I think that was kind of our mindset too. Not necessarily that we were going to snap the drought, but we were definitely locked in on the season, as a program, as a coaching staff and players. We had a little buzz going into the season, and we thought we had the potential to perform pretty well, and luckily, we were able to do that.
You are there in your, let's see, is it your ninth year there at Milby? Is that correct?
Correct, as a head coach, yes.
You ninth year as a head coach there. You took over a program that is 1-9. To make it to the playoffs here, for you personally, what does this mean for you guys to make this kind of history down there at Milby?
Personally, for me, it's as funny as it sounds. It's something that I kind of knew we always had the potential to do. We've had some good teams over the years, some good players, of course. The records may not show it, the outcomes may not show it, but it was I knew it could be done. And personally, again, I think one of the coolest things was having some of the former players text me and congratulate us, and being able to tell them they're also part of it. They're also part of the reason that we were finally able to get in and things like that, and in the drought, like you said. So just on a personal note, I really want to make sure all those guys know, those former players know, they were all a big piece of it too.
It's funny to say it, Coach, but really you guys have already been in the playoffs for the last 2 weeks or so. Coming out of your open date in week 10, you guys face a situation taking on Spring Woods where it was win or go home. You guys needed to go and get that win in week 11 against Spring Woods. I'm curious what you told your guys going into that game, knowing that really your season was on the line in the regular season, and an opportunity to make history. What was your message to your guys heading into that Spring Woods game?
It was kind of the same that it's been, majority of the season is, the job's not done yet. We're not done yet. We still got to finish strong and everything. And even towards the beginning of the season, like you said, season was kind of on the line. Mm-hmm. We said the job wasn't done yet. And the guys knew that, and they knew we weren't trying to just sneak into the playoffs. We were trying to make sure we solidified ourselves. We controlled our own destiny, and we wanted to make sure we took care of it.
Talking with Matt Puente, the head coach of the Milby Buffaloes here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, one of the real reasons you guys have been able to make this leap into the playoffs this year has been your offense has really taken that step, and it's hard not to notice what your quarterback, Aaron Loomis, has done. A guy who's thrown for 15 touchdowns, run for another 13 scores. The stats are impressive, and obviously the scoring is up for you guys. What is it about Aaron Loomis that really makes him special?
Man, he's one of those seniors that leads our team. We have a really good group of seniors that have worked hard for 4 years in our program, and Aaron is definitely one of those guys. Interesting thing about Aaron, this was his one and only year playing quarterback for us. He was previously a tight end and played some defense and things like that. He stepped in for us when we had to change pretty much over the spring and over the summer, and was able to step in for us and contribute in a big way, and took it head on and, led our team to where we are now. Unfortunately, he did suffer an injury and didn't play that last game of the regular season, but he's a big reason we're here.
You guys are also on the defensive side have continued an upward trajectory as well. This is a defense that has really steadily gotten better over the past couple of years. What do you see from your defense right now that has you really encouraged?
Again, a group that's senior led by guys that have been putting in a lot of work, but the main thing is everybody working together and really getting to the ball, understanding what's going on. A big thing that's obviously helped us as a program is guys really understanding, film study and understanding what's going on the other side of the ball and things like that. But a good understanding of the defense and what we're trying to do, and then working together, talking together, and playing together.
I'm talking with Matt Puente of the Milby Buffaloes here on Texas Football Today. Coach, I do want to go back to the beginning of the season. You guys were 1-4 coming off of the loss to Galena Park, albeit in a couple of close games. Close game to Wisdom, a close game to Galena Park. I think at 1-4, there's a lot of football teams that might pack up shop, and a lot of teams that might get discouraged. How are you guys able to keep your guys focused and moving forward, even when the record was not what you wanted it to be?
Yeah, and our guys knew it. We didn't play to our potential at the beginning of the season. We kind of got off to a slow start, like you mentioned, but we knew what we had and we knew what we were capable of. Like I said, if someone would have told us that we were going to be in the playoffs this year before the season started, I wouldn't have said, yeah, absolutely. But I would have said, definitely, we have the potential, we have the team, and it's just about, executing and things like that. So when it got rough there, we definitely went back to the drawing board a little bit, definitely leaned on our senior leadership, and those guys definitely wanted to make sure they went out on a good note. So they kind of led the way, and we knew that once we got it rolling a little bit, we'd be on the right path.
And finally, Coach, for the first time in a quarter century, Milby's got a playoff game to play. You guys are on the road at Lufkin on Saturday afternoon there at Abe Martin Stadium. I know you guys have been working on the game plan. I'm not asking you to give us all your secrets, but when you take a look at what you're going to be up against with the Panthers on Saturday, what do you see?
We see a really good football team. Of course, those guys were the district champions, and they only lost one game all year to a really good Longview team, and we're up against a solid group of guys over there. Again, it's going to go back to us understanding what's going on the other side of the ball, whether that's the offensive side or the defensive side, and then our guys really trusting each other and playing for each other, and putting it all out there.
He's Matt Puente. He's the head coach of the playoff-bound Milby Buffaloes. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on all your success so far, and why don't we just plan on previewing your area round game next week?
Sounds good, man. Thanks. I appreciate you guys. Go Buffs.
There he goes, Matt Puente, head coach, the Houston Milby Buffaloes. What a great story that is. First time since 2000 to make the playoffs. And they were close 2 years ago. I think they finished 5-5, came within the game of getting there. But to make the playoffs is a huge deal there in Milby. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday that one of the real joys of this job is that you get to celebrate successes wherever they happen. Mm-hmm. There's only 12 teams that are going to win the state championship, right? Yeah. There's only 20.
And we'll be pumped for those 12 teams.
Absolutely.
But
for Milby to make the playoffs is a huge deal. It's a big thing. And now they've got a tall ask on Saturday. They got to go to Lufkin and play a good Lufkin ball club. But their season so far is already a huge success. And I think that what Matt Puente has done there as far as building that program over the course of the last decade or so, this is a real reward. And this is a huge accomplishment for that Buffaloes program.